Hi there. Welcome to Small Business Coffee Break, the video series where we take a few minutes to work on your business, not just in it. Today we discuss when to call OSHA and the difference between a recordable and reportable event with Brent Huffman of Corporate Safety Solutions, Inc. Brent has over 13 years of experience in the construction industry and is a certified workplace trainer. So grab a cup of coffee and let's get into it. We've talked about fines and inspections. What kind of records am I required to keep?
I hope we haven't scared everybody already.
It is kind of scary, to be honest with you, but you know what's even more scary is not knowing.
Right.
The idea is so we have these conversations before someone shows up with credentials and scares us, and
Yes.
So we want to do that prevention piece. And so what kind of records am I going to have to show, or what kind of records should I have?
So one of the first things that OSHA will ask you for when they come to your site or to your business is they're going to want to see your OSHA logs. And so in those logs is everything that you had to report or record for the previous year.
Okay. And when you say logs, are we talking about, a lambskin paper written with a quill? Are we talking about just a binder?
No, it's a standardized form.
Oh, okay.
That you don't have to pay for. It's on OSHA's
Is that
website. You can download
Okay, we
it.
can download.
And it's how you track your injuries.
Okay.
Or for the event that you have a fatality, you track it on there. So that's called reporting to OSHA. That's how you report your injuries, your illnesses, your fatalities to OSHA.
By putting them in the OSHA log.
Correct.
Okay. Oh, that's the first step of reporting it to
Correct.
OSHA. And so, do I have to turn those in once a year, once a quarter? Do I not turn them in unless someone asks for them?
So you don't have to turn them in physically.
Okay.
You don't call OSHA and say, hey, I got my OSHA log ready to give to you.
All right.
No, the requirement is at February 1 of every year up until April 30th.
Okay.
You post the log in the inconspicuous place which all your employees go past.
Oh, okay.
Same where you post all the posters and all that.
Okay.
And you post the summary of the log that tells how many injuries, how many illness, how many lost days, how many fatalities, that type of information for everybody to see.
So we've talked about the on-site reporting and the OSHA log that we're required to post once a year. Are there any times that we actually have to call OSHA and say, hey, this thing happened?
Right, so by definition, the logs is what we call recording in OSHA's terminology. So there's the other terminology which is called reporting.
Okay.
Reportables are within 8 hours. If you have a fatality, within 8 hours you have to call OSHA and report the fatality.
Wow.
Okay, so the other reporting requirement is within 24 hours if you have an inpatient hospitalization, a loss of an eye, or an amputation.
Okay. So for some reason or another, we have things that make sense, I think, death, hospitalization, amputation, but for some strange reason, we also have loss of an eye.
Yeah, it's just the way it's written.
The nose, no, you're fine.
Yeah.
But the loss of an eye. So with those specific things you required, are they all 8 hours?
No, 8 hours is only for fatality.
Okay,
within 8 hours. So it can be less than that, but within 8 hours.
And we're supposed to call our local
Call
OSHA
the
office?
local area office, whichever local office. You can go on the website and find out which office is your local area office.
Okay, and then we have to report it to them. Wow, how many businesses think during something of that nature to actually call within those 8 hours?
Well, what happens a lot of times is the first responders that transport the people to the hospital or that come on site will actually report to OSHA as well. Hey, we came on site and we transported this patient to the hospital, or there was an amputation. The other agencies know to notify OSHA as well.
Okay.
It's not their requirement to.
It's your requirement to.
You as the employer of the employee that was injured have the responsibility to call OSHA.
But there are, in a lot of cases, ancillary people who may do it.
Sure, other agencies.
Other agencies.
The hospital may call, the fire rescue may call.
So to compare, just out of curiosity, because it came to mind, so this is no different than a train or a plane or something of that nature.
Correct.
NTSB shows up because everybody ends up
Correct.
calling them out too, and it's very likely that when you make that report, is there something that's going to happen?
But it's real critical to understand that even though one of those other agencies may call OSHA, that you understand as the employer, these are the reasons why you call OSHA, so that you don't report to them something that wasn't supposed to be reported.
Right. Because
And the
go ahead. And with that, is there going to be? I mean, will OSHA automatically come out after one of those reports, or is it more likely that they'll come out?
typically they will.
Okay.
They obviously they have their hierarchy in which they respond to different
Types of events.
So typically they will come out. So I want to make sure that the employer understands the difference between a recordable, an injury, an illness, and a reportable. There's two different categories. So everything that's on your OSHA log that's recordable, you don't have to call OSHA about. But the things that are reportable, the fatalities, the amputations, the loss of an eye, you have to report to them.
Required to report to them.
Right.
And that $12,000 fine that we talked about, that if it's not done in the appropriate time frame, that may be one of the things that ends up being. And as we discussed, even though there are other agencies that may do it, since it's your responsibility, if for whatever reason they didn't, it becomes an issue for you.
$12,934.
Okay, awesome. Well, Brent, if you'd like to get in contact with Brent, I put all of his information in the description. If you have any questions you'd like me to ask Brent or any other professional, leave a comment or shoot me a quick email. See you next week for another cup of coffee and some more questions answered.